maybe they have different opinions of him and maybe they're justified in it. But for all the years that they've struggled to find a good, solid first year, a guy who really just fell into their lap, really, that they couldn't buy at least 1 year of unrestricted free agency, that to me was the big loss for an AAV that came in higher than those two other guys that got more term along with it. So for those reasons, I thought it was a failure.
Okay.
I look at things from a goalie standpoint. I was a goalie growing up too, so I kind of lean a little bit more into that position than maybe most other reporters do. So like I'll admit that slight bias, but even then, I'm just looking at it. It's like you've had so many problems at this position that like I don't know how that year didn't give you the faith to give him a little bit more, or at least buy one more year. But now, if he has the same kind of year, he's just going to walk because they're just not going to meet his price. Like, I don't see it happening. So
Do you think
I don't know.
Would it have been different if Dubas was still here, do you think? Because
Possibly.
I just wonder if this was like a bit of a gamble on Treliving's part, because maybe they could argue that, well, you now have to show me because I wasn't here really at the helm or whatever. Like,
I do think so because Dubas is somewhat of a loyal guy in that regard, and Dubas made it very clear, and Samsonov confirmed it later on, that when he became a UFA after the Capitals failed to qualify him, that there were offers for him for more years. And he chose to come to Toronto on a 1 year to bet on himself, to show that he was worth more and that he can turn it into something. And I feel maybe Dubas would have rewarded him a little bit more, but there would still be the cap issues. And now I'm sure Dubas would know how to get out from under those, but it's kind of hard to know because the Leafs under Dubas have not really had a good strategy of goaltending to begin with.
True.
Like when you look at that track record, and then he moves to Pittsburgh and he gives Tristan Jarry 5 years times 5 to